Good day, everyone. I am Jose Paulo de la Cruz, a Filipino and teaching A-level physics here in Kazakhstan. I am presently connected with the Nazarbayev Intellectual Schools, which is a network of schools for exceptional students throughout Kazakhstan. At the moment, I am stationed in NIS School of Physics and Mathematics in Kokshetau, which is located at the northern part of the region. Today, I am presenting to you my paper entitled Quality Education as Perceived by NIS Kokshetau Stakeholders. The right to education is guaranteed by the Constitution of the Republic of Kazakhstan. One of the main objectives of Kazakhstan's education system is creating necessary conditions for quality education. Kazakhstan has a strong focus on excellence, and this is reflected in the ambitious reform agenda for the education sector that envisions an educated country with a smart economy and a highly qualified labor force by 2020. Until today, Kazakhstan continues to embark on profound reforms to improve the quality of the education system and is increasingly looking at international standards and best practices. Consequently, there is a growing number of students in schools for the gifted that offer several subjects taught at an advanced level. The most prestigious, however, are the Nazarbayev Intellectual Schools, or NIS, that were created at the initiative of the first president to develop new educational practices. With their educational programs in place, NIS has been setting the work of identifying how to best quality assure the system that they have built. However, the term quality is relative. It can mean and convey different things to different people, in different times and circumstances, and in different contexts. These differences in meaning tantamount to the differences in perceptions or measurements of quality. In the academe, there is no generally accepted nor generally used definitions on quality education, though it is often thought of as a great value any education system should have. It is noteworthy, though, that there is one description of quality education that emerged among researchers. Various authors describe it as a certain degree of excellence in the form of evaluation against a defined scale. For some authors, the basic ingredients of quality education include a curriculum, a teacher capable of teaching it, time for learning, and children who are capable of learning. In addition, meaningful learning tasks are also considered by some authors as one of the components of quality education. Many researchers have embarked on this area throughout the years. A review of research findings show that teacher effect, discovery-based approaches, explicit teaching, and prioritizing reading promote quality teaching and quality education. On the other hand, goal setting and task performance provide a framework for understanding the philosophy of goals, especially that the goal framework could influence the attainment of desired outcomes. With a clear goal and definition, NIS Kokshatau can effectively deliver quality education to all its stakeholders. A close working relationship with stakeholders can lead to the achievement of the overall goals of an institution. As with all development processes, power relations have a big impact in coming up with a definition. Stakeholders are seen as a powerful influence and an information source that can be used for educational development. Different groups of stakeholders have different needs and expectations. Their objectives are diverse. Thus, a participatory development process is encouraged. This participatory process allows stakeholders in education who might be normally marginalized to gain the right to take part in decision making about teaching and learning. This greater participation increases the likelihood of the goal being achieved. Therefore, this study involves 4 different groups of stakeholders of NIS Kokshatau to give their perspectives about quality education. This study utilized qualitative case study research to examine how 4 different stakeholders, namely school administrators, parents, teachers, and students, in making sense of their real-life experience of quality education in NIS Kokshatau. It probed and elicited on the stakeholders' context of what quality education is. A total of 1,702 participants, in where 131 are teachers, 835 are students, 725 are parents, and 7 are administrators, were involved in this study. A convenient sampling strategy within purposeful sampling was utilized, since it allows a researcher to select the site based on accessibility and proximity. Data for this study were obtained through semi-structured interviews and document analysis. In doing so, focus groups through multiple category design were organized. Each group of stakeholders discuss among themselves their view of quality education to gain a range of perspectives about the subject. A facilitator for each group was assigned to elicit a discussion among the participants and reduce communication barriers. Results of the discussion were recorded in the form of concept maps. Thematic analysis through an inductive approach was used to identify and analyze the patterns or themes that arise from the responses of all stakeholders. A theme is something valuable that is captured and has emerged among the data gathered in relation to the question imposed on the participants. The theme oftentimes represents a level of pattern response or meaning within the gathered data. To form an overall interpretation of the themes identified by the author, a document analysis of publications produced locally and by international organizations and official government policies was done. Thematic analysis of responses revealed the perspectives of NIS stakeholders about quality education into 4 themes, namely relevant curriculum, instructional design, school environment, and teachers. All stakeholders set forth that one of the elements of quality education is a curriculum that follows international standards and advances 21st century skills. The school administration, together with the parents and teachers, sees instructional design as one of the ingredients of quality education. Administrators would like modern technologies to be used in teaching process, while teachers want student-centered strategies that both evoke the curiosity of the students and at the same time allow them to reflect on their learnings. On the other hand, parents expect quality teaching, meaning good and successful teaching that uphold some standards and that yields student learning. Another element of quality education, according to the stakeholders, is the school environment. Parents would like their children to grow and improve in a positive learning environment. They want their children to be disciplined, self-diligent, self-motivated students. They also believe that part of quality education is the development of moral values and leading a healthy way of life within the school community. Parents further elaborate that they want to be involved in giving their children quality education. Teachers and administrators envision a school environment that supports favorable and enjoyable learning conditions. Another important element of quality education is the teachers. For teachers to offer quality education, parents expect the teaching force not only to have high qualifications, but also diligent and motivated to teach. They would like the school leadership to send the teachers to professional development seminars regularly to keep in touch with the recent trends in teaching and learning. Teachers see themselves to be compassionate for them to provide quality education. This study was successful in coming up with themes that best describe the perceptions of NIS Kokshatau stakeholders on quality education. Thus, the next step is to measure the quality of education in NIS Kokshatau. It is apparent, therefore, that this research is geared towards exploratory sequential mixed methods. To realize this, the author has proceeded on the development of questionnaires to measure the extent of perceptions of the stakeholders about the quality of education in NIS Kokshatau. At the moment, the author plans to adopt Rabbit's survey for 21st century teaching and learning to measure the quality of relevant curriculum of NIS Kokshatau, and also to use the U.S. Department of Education's School Climate Surveys by the National Center for Education Statistics to measure the extent of quality of the school environment of NIS Kokshatau. To measure the quality of instructional design and teacher quality, the author is still searching for relevant literature to come up with initial version of the questionnaires. I will end my presentation here. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope to share to you in the future the second stage of my study.